Hello and welcome back, I am the Otaku, and today I'm going to teach you how to not suck at Han Solo.
The things I do for that princess.
First I'll be covering the essential information that you need to know, then stick around because after that is the best strategies on how to save the princess and get your reward. So to start things off, Han Solo is much like a regular infantry soldier. He can walk, sprint, jump, crouch, and along with Princess Leia can also roll. This is done by holding crouch and then strafing to the left or to the right. Solo comes with 3 special abilities, the first one being his shoulder charge. Han Solo will charge forward at an increased speed, doing damage to anything in his path, while also covering a short distance very quickly. This ability is perfect for covering distance, retreating, and finish off enemies that get too close. The next ability is called Lucky Shot. This is a build and release power in that it takes a moment to charge up before it fires. This is indicated by a circle being completed as you hold down the button to use the ability. Do note that you can release the button partway through the attack to cancel it. The attack does a large amount of damage, able to one-shot kill any infantry player, and even do severe amount of damage to vehicles. Versus other heroes, not only does it do good damage, but it also stuns them momentarily, making them extremely vulnerable to anyone around or to your follow-up attacks. As of making this video, Lucky Shot does lock onto targets and find its way there, like a heat-seeking missile. However, I do suspect that in the future this might change, like they did for Boba Fett's wrist rocket, so do keep that in mind. The last ability is called Rapid Fire, which increases the rate of fire on Han Solo's blaster to shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger for roughly around 3 seconds. The ability can be preemptively activated, and then will trigger the next time you fire your blaster. You should also know that activating this does reset the heat counter on your blaster, and does not generate heat when being used, so feel free to blast away first, then activate this to avoid any cooldown time. Then of course, Han just can't go solo without his trusty DL44. The version that Solo uses is actually quite different than the one for regular infantry players, and even more so with the recent patch. So let me go ahead, pull up the stats, and show you why. First, we want to direct our attention to the damage chart in the middle. The DL44 Solo edition starts off doing 70 damage per shot, and at 10 meters will begin to drop down. Between 10 to 25 meters, the damage goes from 70 to 30, and then caps off at that point. What that means is you can expect a 2-shot kill within 10 meters, a 2 to 3-shot kill between 10 to 25 meters, and then a 4-shot kill after that 25-meter mark. The rate of fire is 250 rounds per minute, and you can fire 13 rounds before overheating. The base recoil is 0.2 horizontal to the left, 0.3 horizontal to the right, and then 0.3 vertical, which means upwards. This is a lot of sporadic pulling from the sides, so don't expect to be super accurate at medium to longer ranges after that first shot. And then the base spread is pretty much nothing and can just be disregarded. Overall, with the recent nerfs, the Solo's DL44 is only slightly better than the regular 44 variant, which is a shame because it doesn't feel very hero-like anymore, but what can you do? Game balance is often decided by the minority of complaints and not the majority of people who are content and don't say anything at all. That is it for the basics, but don't get cocky just yet because it's time to dig into strategy and techniques. Han Solo is designed to be a lone wolf gunslinger, great at playing independently from his group by having strong mobility and offensive powers. With a DL44 blaster for a primary weapon, you're going to do best in close quarter situations. This is even more so the case after the January update, where his blaster damage at a distance was severely reduced. In regular game modes, Han Solo is really great to use, and can turn the tide very easily on any battle. He will have no problems attacking or defending any objectives, sweeping the enemy team, killing land or air vehicles, and taking down other heroes. How you choose to play him and what you choose to do with him is going to be ultimately up to you. One strategy is to sit back away from the battlefront and blast away with the Lucky Shot. Due to the lucky effects, aka the auto-targeting, you can pretty much kill anything without any real effort. This method is guaranteed to get you a very high KD and a lot of hate mail to go along with it. If you decide to go for objectives, then combat will be a little bit more difficult, as you want to get as many kills as you can while pushing forward onto the objectives, but stay alive as long as possible. And do keep in mind the enemy will have no problem using lame tactics like suicide rockets, spamming grenades, and pre-charging pulse cannons to try and take you out. What that means is you need to have increased situational awareness by paying attention to map, sound, flow of battle, and just be ready to counter this. So anticipating enemy movements is the name of the game, much like Princess Leia. Solo is just another soldier with a gun, and the best way to stay alive is to shoot first and not get caught off guard. So with that being said, I highly suggest you watch my videos on becoming a better infantry player. For your convenience, they are linked in the description below. In Heroes vs. Villains, Solo can be a devastating character in the right hands, but is also a little bit of a glass cannon. He will take down other heroes very quickly, but due to his lack of defensive abilities, will be taken down himself. In regular game modes, this isn't so much of a problem, as you can kill regular infantry pretty quickly, and the insanely powerful offensive abilities act as his defense. In Heroes vs. Villains, however, the villains do have a lot of health, and while you are shooting them, you are also exposed for a longer period of time. So you do need to pay very close attention to where you are positioning yourself and how you are engaging with the other heroes. A solid technique is to stay inside of Leia's shield, letting it give you the protection when picking off regular infantry, while also keeping your health topped up. Then, as the villains approach, you peek in and out, attacking in a very hit-and-run style to hopefully take them down before they can get close. If you choose to run and gun it by yourself, then I would advise you to always pay attention to where your enemy and the team is. The last thing you want is to run off by yourself and get cornered, or have the other heroes on your team picked off while you are gone. I would leave this lone wolf playstyle to the more advanced players who can quickly move around the map, have great situational awareness, and can easily 1v1 the other heroes if need be. Easily the best strategy for fighting other heroes is opening with a well-placed lucky shot. The stun is going to leave them very vulnerable, and then you can begin blowing them away with rapid fire while they are stunned. And then if you do end up in closer quarters at that point, feel free to soldier charge with them to do more damage or open up some distance. At this point, if they're not dead yet, then you do need to keep your distance and buy time until lucky shot or something else comes back off cooldown. Do be careful when facing up against Vader or Palpatine, as they will easily block your rapid fire shots. That's why stunning them with the lucky shot first is very important. If all else fails, I guess you can just roll around on the ground and maybe confuse them. So overall, Han Solo is a very powerful hero. He has great offensive capabilities and is a definite asset to the team on normal and hero game modes. You need to play it like an infantry player, use the same tactics to stay alive and mobile, then make sure to abuse that lucky shot before it gets nerfed, and you can win the game and your very own limited edition hate mail. Thank you for watching. If that helped you, then please make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to show some love for Otaku, or you want my PlayStation Network gamer tag, then feel free to donate. There is a link in the description below. Vader will be coming next, so please check back soon. And until then, as always, may the Force be with you.